Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make some lovely mixed veg pickle. We are going to make a small portion of it because gone those days when we had big families and we used to make it by 5-liter bucket, and for weddings we used to prepare 25-liter buckets of mixed veg. So today I have a cabbage. It was a small cabbage. I cut quarter of it and sliced it, and I got it also rinsed out. And then it was a small cauliflower that I cut quarter of that and cleaned up the flowers and also got it rinsed. And then I cut 3 carrots, and this is how we cut it for our veg pickle. And then I have almost 200 gram of green beans that I broke and rinsed out. And then I have a little handful of green chillies that I actually gave it a strip in the center and rinsed it out. And thereafter I'm also going to add some boar to it and some figs. This boar will actually be picked out, and tomorrow I will rinse it and show exactly what I do. And our figs I will have to work with it because they have a lot of sand, and cleaning of the figs is sort of, you see the sand actually grips in this flour, and then we have to clean it up properly. And tomorrow I will soak it in the water and give it several rinses, and then I will show you exactly what I do with it. And then I have almost 1.5 liter of vinegar. You can use different types of vinegar, but the white one, it keeps the color in. Okay, I've got a container which has a sealing lid because it's going to stay overnight, and after every 2 hours I'm going to stir it in. By tomorrow morning the entire veg will collapse to smaller sizes. Firstly I'll put in my cabbage, or you can throw all one time.
And you're not putting any salt or anything in it?
No, I'm not going to put any salt. In fact, tomorrow I will show you all after when it's going to dry up a little. Okay, there's many types of pickle. When we were growing up, my mom should actually make fish pickle. This tastes very tasty, and we used to steal the pickle and eat. But we should get caught because of the pickle smells so strong. Because we lived near the beach, we used to get a lot of mutton gula. So when the mutton gula, before ripening, while it's still green, we used to cut and actually make pickle with mutton gula, even with pawpaw. And the best pickle to make is jackfruit. And there's a lot of pickles can be made. So today this is just our veg pickle, which is quite a small amount, but it will be enough for the winter for my children's. Now I'm going to add in my vinegar. I'm not going to use much of a vinegar for covering up the veg. I will go halfway through, so you can see the vinegar is not covering up my veg, because after every 2 hours I will keep stirring it till tomorrow. You will see how it collapsed in size.
So the vinegar dehydrates the vegetables, it pulls the water out?
Yes, and it keeps it for a longer period in your oil.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Here's my vegetable that I cut and soaked in vinegar yesterday, getting ready to make the vegetable pickle. So today I'm going to actually drain out this vinegar that I have. And I actually want to use the same vinegar to steam out my boar and figs. Okay, I'm going to take my vegetables outside to dry out. It's not like a complete sun dry, it's only the vinegar to dry off. You need a tray and use newspaper, and then I will be putting my vegetables in. And then I will cover my vegetable. In the meantime, I want to use this vinegar to actually steam out my boar and figs. As I showed you all, it took a lot of cleaning in the figs, and I had it soaked in water from morning, and I rinsed it about 6 times because figs actually have a lot of sand. And then I've been cleaning all this off, because once when the flour is formed, it grips in a lot of sand. And then this is the boar that I rinsed out, and I'm also going to steam with the vinegar. This is the vinegar that I used to soak my veggies yesterday, of which it was 1.5 liter. And because I'm making the sweet and sour, I'm going to actually add 75 ml to each pot. In fact, you can, if you're only making your bowl of figs on its own, so you can use up your new vinegar, but not to get rid or throw away so much of vinegar, we are putting it back in use for steaming up our boar and figs. Yeah, these are 750 ml each. For making your veg pickle, if you're using boar and figs, and for making a sweet and sour sauce pickle, you have to use the same process. You have to steam out your boar and figs. Now why I'm doing this separately? Because my boar have seeds and my figs doesn't have seeds. So the steaming will be differently. Okay, now my figs and my boar is had a quick steam. You must be very careful, mustn't allow it to boil very much, because the reason being it will get soft and then it will tear apart in the pickle. So I will rinse out the vinegar. And let it to rest. And then I will rinse out, strain out this vinegar. In fact, this vinegar can still come to use when you have your teaspoons or tablespoons that's stained with tea marks. So you can actually throw them in your vinegar and it will come out the beautiful silver color again. Okay, I'm going to just take a handful of boar and figs to actually dry with my veggies, so I can add them to my vegetable pickle. think this will be enough. Today is a nice sunny day in Joburg, and this is where the sun is shining most. So I'm going to put my veggies to dry out here, and later in the afternoon I'm going to show you all how I put my pickle. And while we are at it, you can see my tomatoes. They're actually growing like grapes. Tomato became scarce and we had plentiful. Okay, and my veggies are dry now for the pickle. In fact, it was about 4 hours in the sun, but as you know, Joburg sun is not very hot. It's not about drying the veggies completely. It must still stay a little moist. It's just about drying off the excess of the vinegar. Then for my ingredients, for the mixed veggies, I've sliced 8 cloves of garlic. Garlic must be needed a little extra. A tablespoon of mixed pickle masala. A tablespoon of pure chili powder. A teaspoon of sugar. A tablespoon of salt. Because I took note that my pickle masala actually has salt in it. So I'm going to go directly to the container which I'm going to store it in, so it will not be many dishes getting used up. And then we are going to use oil to top it, but because I'm going to keep my pickle in the fridge, I'm going to use little less oil. But if you like your extra oil in your pickle, then you have to actually allow it to cook in the sunshine. But in the meantime, while my pickles stay in the fridge, I will always give it a stir, maybe for about 2 or 3 days before eating. Okay, first go in all my mixed veggies. And you can use masala according to your taste, because we don't like very hot chilies masala, and realizing we also got some green chilies in our pickle, so it's going to be very hot for us. That's the reason why I'm using 1 tablespoon of pickle masala. And there then goes my garlic, and there's the figs and the boar. The thing is, in those years when our parents were still living, they should actually make their own pickle masala by grinding dhania seeds and methi and mustard and crushed chillies. But now with the time, we don't really like doing our own stuff, so we buy it ready-made. So gradually, I'm gonna stir in these items. If you feel you like your color being a little red, you can add in some egg yellow, but you must also realize egg yellow powder has its own salts. And now I'm going to add in my oil. I normally use raw oil because it tends to cook on its own. When using boiled oil, your veggies don't actually stay crispy. So this is the second cup. I think I still need more. That's the third cup. Let us stay and see. And after your pickle is finished and you have extra oil, it tastes very nice when you actually braise your dal with it. I think this oil is quite enough for me, because each day when I'm going to take it off my fridge, I'm going to give it a twist and turn. It's looking very well coated, and there is some extras in the bottom that will allow it to actually soften it. And if you like to eat your pickle, veg pickle immediately, you will actually steam it with vinegar and dry off the excess vinegar, not properly, and then you can go straight into mixing it and you can eat it the very same day. But you must also realize your veggies won't be crispy. In this way, your veggies will be left very crispy, and when you're eating, you get the sound of the crunch of it. This can be kept for about 3 days in the fridge before eating. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoy eating pickle in the winter.